Welcome to my studio. So glad to have you here at the new channel. Today I'm going to be working in a handmade journal that I created. I'm just taping off the bound edge just so water doesn't get built up in there. And I'm going to be using a product first. Instead of going down with gesso, I'm going to be using Marabou's acrylic mousse. Oh my gosh, look at that thumbnail. Oh. So this is has a really beautiful texture. It's like sand, and I'm going to just use my palette knife and get that laid down all over the page. I don't usually use it for the color. The color on this is called Mistletoe. This is a product that I do have for sale on my Etsy store. The link is listed down below in the description. So before I do anything, I'm going to get this whole page covered in this texture. I'm going to get that good and dry. And then I'm going to go in with my favorite black gesso. And I did this specifically in this order because there was a certain look I was looking for. And you'll see that as we move along. But there was, I did kind of think this out in advance. So I'm going to use the TCW Black Gesso, which is my favorite gessos are the TCW gessos. I do have black gesso for sale in my Etsy store, just not the TCW brand. I have the Studio 71 brand, which is lovely as well. It comes in a slightly larger container. And I'm going to get this laid down with my favorite Simply Simmons large flat brush that I usually use for gesso. I'm going to give it some pretty good coverage too. Alright, and now that that's good and dry, good and laid down, I'm going to get it really nicely dried. Alright, and now I'm going to come in with some titanium white in the Studio 71. I also have this in my Etsy store. Link is below. And I'm not quite sure why I didn't go with just white gesso. Probably because I had the titanium white just sitting there. But I think the effect that I was looking for would have been better accomplished with the white gesso. So I'm going in with adding a lot of water to it, and I'm using just a really cheap old chip brush from the hardware store, because I really want as much texture and as I can get in laying this color down. And I want it pretty thin, so I'm going to go back in with water, trying to get that ethereal feel using the white on the black. So it's kind of a fine honing in on the look I want. So you're going to see me going back and forth, laying down color, pushing it away with the water, lightening it up with the water, blotting it out. I'm going to just be going back and forth until I get the overall feel that I want out of that white. Gotta sop up some of that beautiful extra color onto those underpapers. So what you're going to see here is me doing two-fisted duality here, adding a little bit more paint in spots where I want it a little bit more intense, dabbing it back with a towel, drying it to see what it's going to look like, if it's going to give me as much haze as I'm looking for in this. So I'm just going to really be going back and forth. For a little while I tried this Stabilo Woody out, really couldn't get the effect I was looking for, and you'll see here in a minute I'm going to go back to using paint on a paintbrush, and again adding water, dabbing it back, and all the while trying to get it dried once I hit that supreme spot of perfect haze. It was interesting, you can see there, I got a little of the texture from that towel. The crossover of the red lines on the towel showed up there for a moment. All right, now that I've got that nice and dry, I was really taken with the underpaper that I had been using and that red paint from a different project and the text that kind of peeked through. And so I decided to draw my silhouette on this paper. And in order to get the red part in the primary part of that silhouette, the text is actually upside down, but you really don't even notice, really. Then I caught that white space at the bottom. I didn't like the white space, but I did like the words. So I ended up cutting that out and gluing it onto the brown area at the bottom of the silhouette. And because this is so lightweight, I'm just going to glue it all down using fluid matte medium. And I have it in this needle nose applicator. I love these things. I got a lot of them. And I am going to put some of that over the top. I wasn't quite sure what I was going to do from here, and so I just wanted to protect the color on that and hold it fast so I could wipe stuff off easily if I needed to. I'm going to get that nice and dry, and then I'm going to be going in with the Stabilo all in white, and I'm going to use a water brush. This is a medium point water brush, and I'm just going to fan out that white until I get it to be like almost like an aura or a haze that comes close to the silhouette there. I do carry the water brush in my Etsy store, so the link to that is down below in the description. And if you're enjoying this video, please take a moment, if you would, and give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more from me, go ahead and subscribe. If you want notifications when I've uploaded a new video, click on the bell, and that will give you a notification that a new video has been uploaded. If you're coming over from the old channel, thank you so much for coming on over to the new channel. I appreciate your support over here. If you're new to my channel, I hope that you stick around and subscribe so that you can get other videos from me as well. So this is just fine tuning it until I get the look that I'm kind of going for. I go in a couple of times with the Stabilo All. The Stabilo All pencils are just wonderful. And they come in a variety of colors, not a huge rainbow of colors, but they come in black, white, brown, blue, and I believe a red. And a friend recently pointed out to me that she wished I had better lighting so she could see the texture on some of the pieces that I'm working on. And that is definitely a goal for me as well. And it's one of the reasons why I've recently created a Patreon. And so that I can set some goals so that I can keep providing videos over here on YouTube for free. And one of those goals is to upgrade my lighting system so that we can get better visuals of those textures. But on this video I will show it in the end so you can see the texture that I created. Now I do have to give a shout out because this book is an awesome find, and it was found by my friend Michelle over at Michelnay. She has a YouTube channel as well. I will link her down below. And she sent me this book, and it is just chock full. It's big print and chock full of these little luscious tidbits that I can use. So I found my saying to add to this. My sentiment, if you will. And I'm just applying that with the matte medium, the fluid matte medium. She is not here now. And this is the Jelly Roll pen that, these things are wonderful. I was just making sure that I could get it moving on the mousse. So I had some dried mousse on that paper, so I was attempting to see if it would mark for me, and then I was intensifying the line, the white line that was around the silhouette. And that pretty much is gonna call it done. I once again wanted to say how much I appreciate your support here on YouTube and following me over to the new channel if you did. And so if you like this video, then please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more from me like this, go ahead and subscribe. If you want notifications, click on the bell. And if you want to see what I'm doing on other locations, there are links down below and as well up in my banner. Thank you so much for coming over to my YouTube channel.